Today, we got two really important economic data pieces that came out of the US ahead of the NFP report for Friday, and I wanted to take a moment to break this down and talk about possible trends and price action setups that could be forming in the wake of these latest data points. The first one I want to show you is if we zoom in over here, you can see that we actually missed expectations in regards to the US GDP growth or advanced GDP numbers that came out. Now, what you'll notice is that within the Edge Finder, this bar is red. Anytime that is red, it means that it missed expectations. Blue means that it beat them, and white means that it met them. And what we can see here is that with the latest GDP stat, we were forecasting for a 3% GDP growth, advanced GDP print. Instead, we got just 2.8. So we missed expectations. That being said, we also saw some revisions to the previous one slightly higher. So although we were forecasted for 3, we only got 2.8. This was not as bad as it could have been in terms of missed numbers. Now, we've recently seen some pretty strong beats in GDP prints, and that's important to the state of the economy, right? The US economy has been performing much better than what was forecasted consistently. You can see most of these bars are blue or white rather than just a couple of them showing that light pink or red color. The other data point I want to draw your attention to is the latest ADP NFP numbers that came out this morning. Now, the advanced NFP numbers are much more focused on the private sector of the United States and the hiring or lack thereof that was going on. And what we actually saw is a very strong ADP number this morning. You can see much higher than the forecasted 110K. We got 233. In addition to that, we also revised the previous number. You can see this yellow line that goes across the screen as revisions made to the data. They were revised actually higher. A lot of times people like to say, you know, they always revise the jobs numbers lower. They don't always do that, right? That is sometimes and often the case, but not always. So they actually revised this number higher. They showed strong growth here. So overall, ADP, I would say, was a win for the US economy and the dollar bulls. And since we would say GDP was a bit mixed and ADP was strong, we kind of got a mixed reaction out of the market. You can see that we initially popped higher here and then the dollar rolled over and is sort of trading flat for the day, down just slightly by 0.17 on the dollar index. The NASDAQ on an hourly chart traded lower briefly and then has now rebounded a little bit at the time of recording this. Same thing with the S&P 500, a pretty sharp rebound. And I wanted to take a moment to discuss some of the latest earnings reports from key stocks within the market. Google smashed expectations, beating both on the top and bottom line in terms of earnings and revenue. But the semiconductor world did not look so great, with AMD missing their earnings, causing the entire sector to slide pretty sharply. A giant name in the healthcare world, LLY or Eli Lilly and Company, missed their earnings here, not looking as good as it was expected. You can see they missed on the top and bottom line, causing a 12% slide in one of the biggest healthcare names. Meanwhile, gold is having an interesting reaction. You can see that it's sort of all over the place, just chopping around. But honestly, with gold trading up so much, I've said this for, most of this year. This is just a trend I don't want to fight until there's solid evidence to do so. If you start to see failure of support levels, lower lows, lower highs, then maybe there's something to justify some short side action. But with the election upcoming, I do think that a lot of traders are long gold, investors are long gold, even everyday people might just be abandoning stocks and moving money into bonds, gold, something that's a little less correlated to the stock market in anticipation of what could come. We don't know who the president's going to be, and we don't know, regardless of which one becomes the president, what that could mean in the short run. I do think, and I've said this many times on the channel, that for stocks, November and December, I lean towards the bullish side of things, simply because if we get a decision on the presidential election and there's a peaceful passive power, which is if that happens, then what could happen is the market just says, okay, the uncertainty is behind us. Let's proceed with business as usual, and markets could continue to go up like they have pretty much all of this year. That being said, just a reminder, stocks do not always go up. I know the meme is famous, stocks always go up, but there are times when things get really ugly and they change, and there can be some very steep drawdowns. So though I am bullish on the indices, I remain, as I have all year long, cautiously bullish. I'm not outright just straight up, leveraging my account or anything. I just have a bullish lean where I'm looking for pullback opportunities and trading in the direction of the upward trend until that trend fails. The Russell's up 0.8% here this morning. Solid growth for small caps. Silver's down 2% and oil is up 1%. We had a big slide on oil prices. I'm very curious to see if these levels of support here hold for oil bulls and if we maybe go back to fill this left open gap from the big weekend sell-off. We'll see. But right now, at the time of recording this, if we take it down to like an hourly chart, you can see we actually came back, retested this gap open and rejected it. So we'll see if price can come back and close within this range. It's possible we see oil make a bit of a recovery move to fill this left open gap from the previous weekend. In terms of top setups currently, I have a lot on the watch list here. S&P, dollar long setups, Bitcoin, NASDAQ, Nikkei. We have a couple yen pairs, all sorts of different charts all at once. On the sell side, I am looking to potentially re-enter my euro dollar short, which I did get stopped out of for a small loss, and looking for a possible re-entry there. So lots of different setups currently. Some of the ones that I like the most are if we get indices pulling back, more generously, I may look as an opportunity to add some positions. Bitcoin, I am feeling pretty good with. This was a Edgefinder idea that I found this pullback to this key level of support plus 38.2% retracement, and this one has been a very good risk to reward trade for me. My stop losses here, I am looking for a potential higher low to form. If we do kind of take out those highs, then this will be a great opportunity for me to trail my stop loss further into profit and lock something more into this trade. And here's a look at the Euro USD trade that I took. So I shorted right around this area, price went down, and I did not trail my stop loss, but I trimmed it to right around here. Then this morning, price broke to the upside here and looking like, or it did take me out of my trade. And we'll see if that ends up being an annoying decision where the market just rolls over without me or not. But I am looking to potentially re-enter my euro dollar short position. I still like this thing to the sell side, but with this thing kind of going sideways now, I'm going to wait for a good opportunity to do so. If I take that trade, it will be shared inside of our Discord channel, which is where I share every trading signal that I take. Every time I take a position, I alert it to members within the group. It is a paid service, but it is a paid service backed by real trading results that I've put up on my YouTube channel. If you would like some more information, you'd like to see my track record, or you'd like to see some trading examples from the past, the best way to do that would be to use the first link in the description down below to chat directly with a member of my support team. We have a couple moderators and team members that manage the Discord, as well as manage all of our different membership options and Edgefinder stuff. So if you'd like to speak with a member of my support team, you can do so using the first link in the description down below and ask them about upcoming discounts, and I'm sure that they can hook you up with some really generous ones, if you know what I mean. Bond yields are down here a little bit this morning, with the 10 and 20 year down by about 0.9% or so. And interestingly, the 2-year yield is actually up slightly. TLT, which is a bond ETF that I track frequently, has had a really big slide, but a bit of a bounce here. We'll see if we can actually break to the upside if bonds get a little bit more of a bid, if interest rate expectations, interest rate cut expectations increase. Of course, TLT would likely go up as yields fall. And just a reminder, if you haven't taken advantage of our Edgefinder free week event that we're doing, it ends Friday. So if you have not already taken advantage of it, we'll leave a link in the description down below for where you can sign up to get access to the Edgefinder during this week's free trial. Access to the Edgefinder is free until Friday, and all you have to do is apply for it in the description down below. If you're looking for a better brokerage, then stick around for a second. I'm going to tell you how you can get some free sign-up perks with great brokerages all around the world. Whether you trade FX or indices, commodities, futures, all of the above, I'm going to show you a really cool way that you can get free sign-up perks with your new account. So if you're interested in switching into a different brokerage, you can get things like deposit bonuses or free stock shares, or you can even get access to some of our products for completely free. All you have to do to find out current perks being offered to new depositors is go to a1trading.com/brokers. That's a1trading.com/brokers. And as you look at that page, you'll see all these different offerings that we've currently locked down for you guys as subscribers, as viewers. Now, of course, we get something out of this. If you choose to use these links, you'll be supporting our page. But in return for the viewers, we've got great sign up perks available for you guys so that you get some free game just by signing up for a brokerage if you're looking to do so. So check it out on our website. You can find current deals at a1trading.com/brokers. forex.com/brokers. Thanks for watching this video, and on the screen right now, you'll see some other options of other videos we put together that might be helpful to you in your trading career. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.